Welcome to Transforming Lives. I'm your host, Tony Kimball. I want to welcome you to season number 2. I'm so glad that you joined us on tonight. First thing I want you to do is find that share button and either share this to your page, let a friend know, provide a watch party on your page. I will appreciate it, because basically what we're doing is I'm talking to genuine people with real lives, guys, and we're just basically sharing. I'm bringing people on, and our mission is to allow people from our communities to share their story to encourage others to live a transformed life. That's the goal. And each Tuesday night that I come on at 8 p.m., we're sharing various information with viewers, and it's no stopping it tonight. Tonight, what I'm bringing on is, last week we talked about education. The week before we talked about business. And tonight, guys, we're looking at relationships. It's important that we understand that, relationships is currency in relationships. And it's important to understand. I understood this one thing when I began as a teacher. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That is, take it to the bank. That's true. If I happen to have any educators out there, whomever you are, when people know that you care, that's a game changer. So tonight is no different tonight. My guest tonight is affectionately known as Coach Rod, and we met on social media, just sharing quality, powerful information. And you just know how people are on social media. You connect, and guys, definitely it's been an awesome conversations, powerful information, things that made me go, why you post that? That hurt. But it's been very, very helpful. For about 25 years, he has been equipping people to win in relationships and in business. He's passionate about coaching and giving people tools that they need to win in their personal and professional lives. He is the CEO and lead consultant of Impact Solution Consulting LLC. He's also a publisher of Impact Publishing LLC, where he has been a publisher for 12 years. In addition, he has over 15 years of professional writing experience, which has resulted in successfully writing and publishing 5 books. You Are Not the Mistake, Free to Be Me, How to Keep a Good Man, The Power of Personal Vision, and Speak It Along. To speak it along with 2 of the most recent ebooks he has is 8 Ways to Get Over Your Ex and Brand Like a Boss 101. Guys, there's some powerful titles. Not only that, guys, for 20 years, he has the privilege of doing life with his beautiful wife, LaKendry. And they have a peekaboo whose name is Prince Robertson. I know I mispronounced her name. Tell her don't get me, sir. I'm about to bring you on. She's listening. Tell her don't come get me. But guys, I want to introduce my guest for the night, Rodney D. Robertson, better known as Coach Rod.
What's up?
What's happening, man? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
I'm good, sir. Tell your wife I'm sorry. I had it in my. Yeah.
You tried.
Right. I'm gonna try again.
That was funny.
Because I know she's like, ugh.
That was funny though. But yeah, her name is Lakita.
Lakita.
Right.
So Miss Lakita, I apologize. Everybody's social media.
That is too funny.
Right.
But
So
look, I love how you said that it's about relationships. That there's currency in relationships. Like, ooh, that is good. That is good. That was good right there.
I appreciate that. Don't know where I got it from, but don't quote, don't put no. Don't know about plagiarize that time. But yeah. So how's it going this evening?
It's going good. It's going good. I had a productive day today. We're in the middle of our real estate conference right now with Keller Williams. So that was phenomenal. So I'm excited.
All right. So it is definitely, you are a businessman, but we're going to mix it all in, relationships,
all
everything.
Right.
We're going to get it all in today. So
okay.
Again, I'm thankful for you coming on and sharing your story. I've watched your story, as I said earlier, of the time that we've had on social media. I've watched your story. And as I said, I never told you on some of those posts, I'm like, look, you got to leave me alone. You leave me alone today.
Like I ain't for it.
Leave me alone today. But what it does is, and that's the power of it, when you connect with someone, that's the power of connecting with the right people. So,
sure.
So sir, we have our viewers that are on. And again, if you're on, if you're making comments, please give Facebook StreamYard permission so that your comment can't come up, and we'll definitely share your comment. I'm looking at your comment before I share it, so we're going to take care of that.
Right.
So
streaming.
Yeah, I'm making sure that's that educator in me. We got to make sure.
I'm pre-screening these comments.
Right, I am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you're new to the page. So I want to get a little information, let the viewers know who you are. So if you could, Coach Rod, tell us about Coach Rod growing up.
Cool. That was a good question. I grew up as a nerd, number one. I'm a nerd at heart.
Okay.
I love books. The people who are close to me know that books are my friends. I love books. But I grew up as a nerd. I love the outdoors. I grew up in the country, so I'm a country boy at heart. I grew up in the country where you run through the fields, run through the creeks, and leaping over hills and stuff like that. I'm that dude. I grew up in the country.
We got something in common there. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was cool. I am the oldest of four siblings. Let me see, four. No, sorry. Five. It's five of us. Yeah, five. I'm the oldest of five. Gotcha. So I have two other brothers and then two sisters that I grew up with in the household. So I'm the oldest. So I'm the one now they look up to. Now, when I was growing up, they didn't look up to me. They want to be smart mouth and talk back to me.
What you say, man? What you say?
But now they listen to me now.
Yeah, you remember when you was talking about?
Right.
Can you tell us again what you were saying? Yeah,
exactly.
Right. I am clear about that. So, your country. We both grew up in the country. I'm talking about. I was in the sticks, the boonies. Yeah. So
what state? Where you grew up at?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's deep country.
Right. Well, we're country. Yeah. Even if we're not country, everybody thinks we're country.
Right.
I always have to answer that question.
I love it. I love it though.
Right.
I mean, I grew up. It was cool. I mean, everything was simple. We had that government cheese.
Right. Yeah.
I hate that cheese. Even today, I hate that cheese. But I grew up with good parents. My grandmother, I mainly lived with her from the beginning of my life. And so Dorothy Bowman. So, I mean, it was cool. I went to school. I graduated salutatorian in high school, went to college, things like that. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm very, very simple, laid back. Well, not laid back, but down to earth. I'm not laid back. I'm very, I take initiative. I'm not a lazy dude at all. So I'm going to say laid back, but definitely down to earth.
Okay. Awesome. So didn't know about, gotcha. All right. I didn't gain some that I should have got some other time, but we'll come back to that one. So,
all right.
So you spoke about your grandmother, outgoing. One of the things I ask is, who, and I've gotten a little bit more detail.
Okay.
If you got three, great. If you don't, that's fine. But
Okay.
who are the three people who has been the most influential to you? Who had the most influence in your life?
Most influence. My first one would be my grandmother. She was the one to name me, so she had the first influence of my life. That would be her. Secondly, it would be Miles Monroe. I'm a student of him and his work and his books and things like that. He has influenced me, especially in the area of prayer and have an understanding of what true the kingdom life is. I had an opportunity to meet him one time and got my book autograph. So that was cool. That was cool because he was my long distance mentor. I never met him in the flesh. And so when I had the opportunity to meet him in Dallas, that was like, oh my God. Right. Yeah, that was dope.
Right.
The third person would be my wife. She influenced me to be not as hard. If that's a word I want to say, to be more open to people. Because when I first got married, I was very hard and I was very critical. I got a quick tongue.
Gotcha.
So she brought out the softer side of me, that it's okay that men can have emotions too, and display those. So I would say that would be the third person.
Awesome.
I got others, but that would be my top three.
Okay. I'm sorry to box you in. If you feel free, if you want to share some more, definitely. You're free to do that.
Oh no, we good. So if anybody else is watching, I was only able to give three.
I already got your wife probably said, now I have other folks that influence. You know that guy you were talking to on that Facebook. He didn't let you.
He didn't let you say my name.
So, okay. All right. So I'm going to have to check myself. I get in the Louisiana area. Okay. All right. Okay. So, reading your bio, you have your hands in many things. You are author. You are real estate agent. You are a coach. You're a husband. You're a father. You're several things. So, a lot of people want to step out there and step in these different roles, but sometimes I don't think that you've counted the cost. I guess you could put it that way.
Right.
So, my question to you is, did Coach Rod see himself becoming a marketplace apostle? Tell us about it.
Did I see myself becoming that? No. No, I didn't even want to be a preacher. I ran from that. I mean, when it was revealed to me at age 16, I was like, I don't want to do that. They talk about preachers. I don't want to go through all that. I mean, I was like, I don't want to do this. This ain't for me. And then, but that was a calling God had for my life. And I surrendered to that calling at age 18. So I've been now preaching now for about 25 years. So I know I never saw that. I always love helping people with relationships and giving them tools and tips. So I was doing that before I even started preaching.
Right.
And I just, it was just the grace that God gave me and the wisdom that he gave me, even at a young age, to be able to help people with relationships. And as I grew older and mature, I guess I gained more insight and more experience. So no, did I see myself becoming it? No, I did not. Even for the marketplace apostle, I didn't start calling myself that first. People started calling me that because I was helping leaders and believers to be able to dominate in their industry. I think it's very important that whatever industry you are in, you should be the expert in that industry and you should dominate. I mean, dominate, take dominion. I think it's very important. And so over a period of time, I accepted that responsibility. I think people have to understand that. I mean, for me, I was operating in before I embraced the title of that, and so all the people are wanting titles, but they're not even doing the work yet. Do the work first, and then the title may come later. And if it don't come, just keep on doing the work.
Right.
And so no, I didn't see myself becoming that. No, I didn't. I didn't.
You said something important there.
Yeah.
You said, do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's important because that title, it's good. You got a title.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's cute.
Right. But the work,
You got to do the work.
Right. It's going to be there.
Right.
That's, and I like how you talked about where you were doing it beforehand, and it was like, okay, well, people will begin to say, Apostle Rod, but you understood that this was a part of me, and you didn't mix it up.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Because oftentimes people think that leadership is title, but leadership is not a title. It's not. You can be a leader without a title. Right. And so, I mean, like I said, I was already doing the work. I was already equipping leaders. I was already helping with churches and plant church and things like that. So the apostle thing, it didn't come by no surprise, but I was already doing the work. And so the only thing God allowed was he allowed someone in the earth to see that and to affirm that in the earth, but I was already doing the work. And I think it's very important that if you're going to pursue that, whatever you're pursuing, be already doing the work. Because as you do the work, then the other benefits that come along with that will eventually show up, So I think it's very important. Right.
Man, that's true. Whoa, yeah. All right, let me. So, this whole part of, you talked about earlier about, you began helping people in the area of relationships.
Yeah.
So, my question is, what does transformation look like in a relationship?
Oh, good question. What does transformation look like in a relationship? Transformation in a relationship looks like where you have two whole individuals who are coming together and willing to do the work together. That's transformation in a relationship. And whenever you have that, then you're going to have a successful relationship. It's not going to be perfect, but it can be successful. And a relationship will always be successful when two people are working at it together. And so often in my years of coaching, I've seen where couples are not working together. You have one who wants to work at it, wants to get counseling or coaching, etc., and the other one does not. And so often people are putting their lives on hold because they're in a relationship where the other person don't want it. And you have to recognize when they don't want it and move on with your life. And sometimes people struggle. And I know it's not easy to walk away. It's not easy to walk away because you have emotions invested, you have time invested. However, you have to look at the big picture and say, okay, I got to make a decision for my life. Yeah. Because I cannot spend my life on hold waiting for someone to think they're going to get it one day. So that's what transformation in relationships look like. Two whole individuals coming together and doing the work together.
That's great because you not too, in math, I'm a math teacher, math educator, I got a half and a half that makes a whole.
Right.
That's not the case.
Not in relationships. You're going to have some trouble. I'm trying to tell you. If you bring 50% and they bring 100%, you're going to have some problems.
That math doesn't mix, right? Yeah.
Right.
And that's, with that being said, and you begin to touch on some of this, my next question is, what are two keys to transforming a relationship?
Two keys to transform a relationship. Number one, a willingness to change and improve. You're never there, and there's always room for improvement. Even after being married now for 21 years, I'm always changing. I'm always growing. That's my mindset. I have a growth mindset. I want to continue to grow, continue to improve. Whenever my wife brings something up to me that needs to be corrected, now granted, I don't always want to hear it. However, you know what I'm saying? If she brings, I have built a reputation that she brings something to my attention, I'm gonna fix it. That's it. It's not gonna be a repeat of that anymore. So you have to have a willingness to improve and grow. Number two, you have to be mindful of your spouse, of your partner. You got to be mindful of them. And I think so many times I've seen where people come into relationships, Tony, and they're me-minded and not us-minded. And so if you're gonna win a relationship, if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody else, you got to be us-minded. If you come in a relationship with a mindset, you're gonna fail at that, because at that point it's all about you and not about us.
Ooh, sir.
You all right,
sir? Never did. I mean, this Let me get my thoughts together after you said all this. Right, that last part, as they would say, that was heavy, sir.
Okay.
Because it is. You have to give up. Speaking in terms of the husband, you have to give up yourself, and it's dying to yourself.
It is
a lot
every day.
Right, you're looking down there like, man, I've died a lot.
It's true. You know, man, you have to die. You have to die daily, and it's a decision.
Right.
See, a lot of people make things complicated. It's not that complicated. It's not that deep. It's a decision. Everything in our life starts with a decision. I had to make a decision. One of the things that one of my downfalls in the beginning years of my marriage was that I would speak at my wife and not like to her or with her. Okay, but my problem was my voice tone. Okay, and so I'm a Christian, so one of the things the Holy Spirit convicted me about was my voice tone. And he told me, he said, put some humility in your voice tone when you talk to your wife. So I had to learn that. I had to learn to talk with her and talk to her, not at her. And so I had to learn that as a young man, as a young husband. You need some voice tone when you talk to your wife. She's not your kid. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn that, and I'm still learning things. And once I learned that, once I get something, I got it. I'm not, because I don't like repeating grades.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing about, I don't want to be in church or whatever, but promotion does not come until you pass the grade, and I don't like repeating grades.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the work so I can get promoted and go to the next level. So I think it's very important.
Well, I'm looking around, sir, to make sure my wife is not listening in here, or she's not coming over here and making a comment, because you said a little something, sir. Yeah. Let's get to this next question. But that's important in a relationship, of understanding, even from a Christian standpoint, of allowing the Holy Spirit to lead you, because he's going, it's going to tell you, and you got to make the decision. So
you got to make a decision.
In relationships, that's important, because we can lose a relationship with someone because of the lack of humility.
That's good, brother. That's good. That's true.
And that's the part when I'm thinking about, even starting this show, it's thinking about this whole idea of transformation, where I had one idea, but that other idea got thumped to the side and saying, you are thinking, oh, you just want to bring educators on. But is that who you're supposed to be talking to only?
Yeah. That's good.
So, okay.
That's vision. That's vision, and you got to have that. A lot of people don't have vision. That's why they don't have no longevity in their business or their ambitions or career, because they have no vision. If you have no vision, you're gonna perish. Period.
Right.
You're gonna perish.
Yeah. That's.
I don't want to go to church and that, but
Right. We can. You already went there. Right?
Well, you already know I'm preaching, but
right.
I'm trying to stay in this coach mode.
Right. I know you didn't. Yeah. I got the white shirt on. You may see the little blood spots on my shoulder. You're throwing them hard, sir.
And I love that point you brought up about humility. I think it's very important. And the thing about humility, that's a choice. Yeah. It's like you make a decision to humble yourself.
Yeah.
You make a decision to recognize that you are not always right. You make a decision that, I don't have to win every argument. And so many couples I've seen, and so many with couples, you have one partner in the relationship who always wants to be right. And most of the time, when that person always wants to be right, they're risking losing the relationship and the person, because you always want to be right, and you never want the other person to be heard. And I think it's very important. We got to have humility in our relationships, and especially if you are a Christian. You can't be out here in these streets acting crazy, and you say you're a Christian and you're in a relationship. Yeah. Your relationship should outshine anybody else. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Right, but no, that's why we're on the show.
Yeah.
We have to have these conversations, because if you don't have the conversation, stuff doesn't go away.
It does not. That's true. Brushing on the rug does not work. Ignoring the problem never makes it go away. You got to address the issue.
because it shows up
It's so,
later when you don't want it to show up. It's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Right.
Yeah. So even with that, maybe there's someone on there that's listening that, may be in that role of coaching, or that author, or even, speaking to a husband, speaking to someone that's in what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
Similar to mine, number one, believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. People follow confidence. People to follow you, you got to have confidence. No one follows someone that has low self-esteem. They don't do that.
Right.
People follow confidence. So you got to believe in yourself. Number two, you got to take a chance on yourself. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Because if you're going to pursue whether this career in the area of coaching or any other career you are considering pursuing, you got to be you can't be afraid to take a chance on you. And I had to learn that. I had to learn one thing I had to learn and say, the things that I'm doing now, I didn't do all at one time. It was a process.
Right. Yeah.
As I grew, my brain grew, I grew. So I didn't do all of these things at one time. And so I think you cannot be afraid to take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on yourself. You got to do that.
And I like the part you talked about, that it didn't happen all together. Because if people can't decipher that, they think, oh, we just got to go do everything. And I understand that it's a process, and it came this part, came here, this part. That's mentorship. That's coaching. Yeah.
It was a process. When I got ready to write my first book, I was like, man, no one in my family wrote a book before. Like, what am I going to do? I'm gonna write a book? I'm like, this is crazy. And then I was in fact, I was sitting in my little apartment in Pineville, and God used Cheryl Brady on TV, and I'll never forget this. It was for me. And she says, write the book. Somebody will read it. And I looked around, I was like, who's she talking to? She's talking to me. That was for me. So God has a way to get his message across to you. And so one thing I learned was this: just because someone else has not did it in your family, it's not an excuse for you not to be able to do it. Absolutely. You got to be willing to take the risk or the chance on yourself. And so I did. I wrote that first book, and I've been writing ever since. But it started with that, and I had to learn that one thing God taught me. He says, "Rodney, you are more than just a preacher." Because during the time I came up, I was young, which I'm still young, but I was really young, and a lot of the people that I was surrounded with were older men. Right. And God, he said, "Don't limit yourself to just being a preacher." I got ridiculed for being a life coach. People ridicule me, like, you supposed to be a preacher and a pastor. What you doing, coaching? All kinds of craziness. But I kept on doing what I had to do, because number one, I realized what my calling was in life, and it was more than just. It was not limited to just being a preacher or a pastor with someone on a Sunday morning.
Ooh, that's because at that point, a lot of times we stop because of that opposition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's important to continue to pursue, because when you were talking, like, the thought came of just looking at that process of the butterfly, the caterpillar becoming a butterfly.
Yeah,
it still has to go through coming out of that cocoon, and that opposition is still there. That's transformation. That is not.
It's transformation, man. It's a process, and you can't be afraid to evolve and grow. And even in growing and evolving on a personal level, professional level, everyone is not going to grow with you. So many times we got to understand that we want everybody to go with us. That's cool in itself, but at the end of the day, can you grow with me? We may not all grow at the same pace, but I want to know at least you're growing. Because if you're not growing, then you're going to become a dead weight to me, and I don't need dead weights in my life. So we got to be always evolving and growing and becoming better.
Sir, I like that. Can you grow with me? Sir, I'll put your name on it. I like that. Right. Can you grow with me? Yeah.
Can you grow with me? even in relationships, can you grow with me? I don't want to be connected to someone that can't grow with me. You know, I mean, oftentimes I hear in coaching, like, well, they're not the man I married, or she's not the woman you married. They're not supposed to be. Come on.
Right.
If they're growing personally, spiritually, emotionally, they're not supposed to be who they were 25 years ago. They're supposed to evolve. And so many times people get stuck in the past, and their partner has grew. They're growing. If it's not growing, it's dead. So I mean, don't get caught up in that past life. Like, oh, you changed. Yeah, I'm supposed to change. Yeah, I changed. I did.
So everybody that's on, y'all 14 people, y'all getting free coaching right now. Y'all need to find it. Get free coaching, right? I just want you, if y'all trying to figure out what you get, this is called free.
Right. This is free. Now after install, you have to click that button and pay the bill.
Gotta pay after this. So you better don't be sending. Don't start sending them questions. Don't start sending y'all questions in now. You got to pay for it.
You a funny, bro.
Maybe that's something that's great. That's great, Coach. So what's one thing I didn't ask that you would like to share?
One thing that you didn't ask that you'd like to share. One of the things that I used to fear, one of my greatest fears used to be, it's not anymore, but used to be, is the fear of water. And that was because when I was a little boy, my smart dad just threw me in the pool on the deep end, and he'd come back and get me. And he knew I couldn't swim. And he left me in the pool. And I was like, this man is crazy. And so anyway, one of my cousins saved me and got me out of the pool. He bitched. My dad never got me out the pool. But that created a phobia with water.
Right.
So I just recently learned how to swim, I think around 35, I think it was. And so it's never too late to conquer a fear. That's one thing I want to share. It's never too late to conquer a fear. And so I conquered that fear of water, and I learned how to swim. So that's one thing that you didn't know.
Yeah. Once we get off the show, I tell you my story. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna give that, but I'll get that one. But that's powerful. It's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely important. Tonight has been, some powerful information. Knowledge has been dropped. I said it jokingly, a coaching session, but the information that was given out tonight, take it, use it, because it's real, it's relevant. So we're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
I like to call it the 2-minute warning. What are three, what do you want to leave with the listeners? 3 words you want to leave with the listeners.
3 words. Think. Number 1. Think.
Mm-hmm.
Use your brain. Think.
Mm-hmm.
Act. Mm-hmm. Once you get your information and you done thought things out, take action. Number 3, be consistent. Think, act, be consistent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. That's the part that keeps you moving. That says to that other person, keep. I have grown, so I have moved.
Right,
and that keeps you relevant to be able to obtain those things. So, Coach, I appreciate what you've given us tonight. It is, if nobody else, I got some. I listen to it again. I know many more other people are going to listen to. So, and I will say you cut me up a little bit, but you just got stuff going on.
You played it off real good. I didn't even notice. You played it off real good.
Right. So I'll take off my little bloody shirt once we get off this thing, and let my wounds air out. But so definitely powerful information. I want those that are on. How can they reach out to you? Maybe find out some of your books you have. You got several things going on. How can they contact you?
Yeah, my website is rodneyrobertson.com, it's on the screen. rodneyrobertson.com is my website. You can find me on Instagram at Rodney D. Robertson. I'm on Twitter sometimes at Rodney Robertson. You can find me on Facebook. Go to my ministry page on Facebook. I'm doing a conversion process, and that's going to be Apostle Rodney D. Robertson on Facebook. So that's how you can connect with me. And my books are on my website and all that wonderful stuff. Look me up. Let's connect. If you need coaching, I can do that virtually. It's not free though.
Yeah, I heard that. All that you got your free now. You can you can rewind this and listen again. But
right
after this 30 minutes, that's it.
That's it.
Got to pay for that, right? So, sir, I have enjoyed tonight.
Likewise.
Definitely has been powerful. I'm definitely, I mean it. Thank you for coming on and sharing on this platform for the viewers that are on. And yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me and bringing me on your platform to share with your audience. I appreciate it. I love your setup. I love this setup. I'm about to switch over to this setup. I love this setup. This setup is nice. Because I'm on the other platform. I ain't gonna call that name because I want them to sue me. I'm on the other platform.
Gotcha.
I might have to do this platform. This platform is dope.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, sir. Yes, sir.
This is excellence. I love it. This is excellence. I love it.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, definitely pray for another person. It's the one-man band over here. So
right. I understand. I understand.
But thank you for coming on. And guys, meet me next week. We're continuing on. We'll have another guest that'll be on that will share some information. Parents, come on. Next week's segment is to you, and we're going to direct it to the field of education, but some valuable information from a person that's coming on next week to help you during this pandemic. You got relationships this week. Next week, we're going to look at how you can help with parenting as well. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. You all have a great night. See you next week.
All right, Coach Tony. Later.